What's going on, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Coach Scott King here, and I am here to help mobile DJs scale, grow, market their business. Now, if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure to like, follow, subscribe. And I also have a free training on how I was able to grow my business. Now, in 2020, I started out about $50,000 in sales, and I've had six-figure growth ever since then. Now, if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, I have a free training. I will leave a link in the description, www.coachscottking.com. And today's topic, let's talk about talent agreements. Once again, we're going to talk a little bit about talent agreements. Now, there's a little bit of a predicament when it comes to, self-contracting DJs and employee DJs. Now, since we live in Florida and I have the business model of I have subcontract DJs, and what that means is that I don't guarantee them a weekly salary, and yet I just pay them for their time. So what does that mean, and what does that boil down to? Now, I don't have non-compete contracts within my business. I wouldn't want to hold anybody back from making as much money as humanly possible. Yet, at the same time, if somebody guarantees that they'll do a show for me, then I want to hold them accountable for that. And you can't really grow a business if the people around you don't stick by their word. And then it comes down to, well, what can we do about it? So again, I don't have contracts that are non-compete. I have pretty much a verbal agreement and a signed document stating that we agree to the same terms. And I even sit down with my talent. I buy them lunch. I go over these terms. I have them sign a paper, and you wouldn't believe how many people don't follow through with what they say. So I'm a firm believer of, if you say something, then I hold you to your word, because I live by my word, and many people don't live by those rules. In fact, they'll say something like, well, I know I said that at the time, but my mind has changed now. Or they'll say something like, who in the world commits to 8 months out? Who does that? Well, people that are business owners do that. People that survive in the DJ business do that, or any business really. If your word is no good, then you don't belong in the business. And these are the types of DJs that'll be like, oh man, I wish I had gigs. Well, no one's going to want to work with you if you don't commit to what you're saying. Again, so I have a service talent agreement between me and my talent, so they know what's expected of them, and it becomes a win-win situation. They know how much they're going to get paid. I know what I'm expecting on my end. It covers a bunch of different aspects of what's to be expected from a professional. And again, if these guys aren't going to be professional, then what are they doing in the business to begin with? And it goes through a list of different things, and it's an open conversation between me and the talent so that they understand. Now, this will help you weed out who you want working for you. So if they let you down once, then they move further down the list of, whether or not you're going to work with them or not. So again, it goes over staff times. It goes over, what the dress code should be. It goes over the conduct of how you hand out business cards. It goes over more additional context of, have extra equipment, have the cords that you need. It also goes into how to dress for a wedding. And when I sit down with somebody and I shake their hand and I say, this is what is expected, and they agree to it and they sign it, and I've had multiple people that didn't want to abide by their own word. And that's a whole nother video in itself. So think of the double-edged sword there. I've had people come to me and they couldn't get work. So as a business owner, I make videos and promote these people, and I get leads that don't know who these people are to ask for them by name. So when they're asked for by name, I say, yeah, sure. I hit them up. I'm saying, are you available? X amount of price. They agree to it. I put their name on the contract. I send it to the client signs it, and then I lock them into the calendar. Now, this may be 8 months. It could be 12 months out, or it could be a week out. It's agreed upon what the event is. We have a talent agreement of what they signed, and I've had at least 4 people back out of it with different excuses. One is, oh, I gave you 4 months. Isn't that enough notice? No, that's not enough notice. I sold your likelihood, and people asked for you. So no, that's not enough notice. Another person, oh, I know I said this, but things have changed. What's changed? You agree to it, and I need you for this. And something else to think about. If you're a specific genre type of DJ, like if you know how to do Indian music and I sell an Indian DJ and then they come back and say they can't do that event, well, that's just no good for someone who runs a business. And explaining it to these guys, it becomes a little bit of a headache, right? You become the bad guy. And it's like, why am I the bad guy? We sat down, we agreed to this. I'm holding you to your word. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're hard to work with. What do you mean I'm hard to work with? I went by what you said was cool. I actually played by your rules, and now you're changing the rules. And I can't work with somebody. I find it hard to work with somebody who's like that. So once again, guys, if you're interested in what this document is that I have with the talent, just go ahead and drop a comment below. I'll share a link with you guys, and then you can start, modifying it so that it works best for whatever works best for your company. So again, I don't have non-competes. I just want people to stick by their word, and then in order to be fair to the talent, we go over all these different things. And yet at the same time, if a person is just horrible to deal with and they don't have a business, you can expect these types of excuses to come up, and then you can just weed them out of your company because they're going to be worthless to you if they can't do what they said they would do. And if you want to learn more tips and tricks on how I was able to grow my company, and I'll go into more detail about some of these fun people to work with, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and join the Facebook group. We get that banter going. All right. Till the next time. Peace.